Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm MJ, and today let's have a talk. So first and foremost, I want to apologize for missing last week's upload. I'm starting school, which started on a weird date. It started on 9/1, and my first week ended on 9/3. Like, never in my life have I had to go to school like during the Labor Day holiday and then have all these assignments due during that holiday. I was camping with my family, and I'm sorry, but family and what I have on my plate right in front of my face comes before anything and everything. So I do want to announce that from now in September to December until like Christmas time, I am going to be posting bi-weekly instead of weekly, just because I have to focus right now, get my grind on, which is what this video is going to be about. And first and foremost, my son comes before anything, so I definitely want to dedicate the weeks that I have him with me to him and not have to balance school on top of childcare on top of recording. It's a lot, and I'm just one person, so I'm sure that you guys understand, especially if you're a parent and you're sitting here watching me for that reason. But in the meantime, while we're here, if you can just like, share, and subscribe. I am currently trying to grow my channel to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours so I can start monetizing my videos. I would love to turn this channel into a source of income to create a bigger fund for my son and to provide for him in better ways without having to physically apply myself so much to different tasks to make ends meet. So this week, I kind of want to touch on my childhood and who I come from. I want to touch upon ways that it's molded me to help my own child and decisions that I've made as a parent going forward based off of what I've experienced in my childhood. First and foremost, when you have kids, they're put on this world without asking to be here. So anything that we could do to not only prepare them for college, but overall to prepare them for their future is something that will lead them to overall success. I grew up to a teen mom. She was a single mom. My father wasn't involved in my life, but I was lucky enough to have a really big family consisting of my grandparents, extended family, my aunt and uncle, and whoever else, family, friends that really just took me and my mom under their wing and did what they could for us. Granted, my mom worked very hard and she still works very hard. So shout out to my mom first and foremost. She and my family definitely raised me with a hustler's mentality and taught me how to get it by any means. So whatever you want, you go work for it. And if you don't have the means to work for it, then you shouldn't have it kind of attitude. But my whole theory from that as I grew up was you could actually have anything you want. And you can work for those things, and you shouldn't have to limit yourself from having experiences or having certain things just because you can't have the means to get to said things right away. Those who know me know that I had a lot. Dad around or not, broken family or not, teen mom or not, my mom figured it out. My grandparents figured it out. I was a very, very spoiled kid, and truthfully, if I could give my son whatever my family gave me and then some, I want to. Growing up, I struggled a lot with different things, and to be quite frank, me and my mother grew up together. She had me at 18, 19 years old, and we both had to go through the motions of life together and learn and grow together in many different aspects. And I will always respect my mom for doing the best that she could with me and with my little brother, because truthfully, the best thing that she did for us was get us out of Philly, and that in itself is enough to last a lifetime. I found out that I was pregnant at 23. At the time, I was married to my son's father. The marriage was not working out, but I don't regret it for a day in my life, because if none of that stuff happened, I wouldn't have learned half of the BS that I learned, and I definitely wouldn't have my amazing son. He's so awesome, and he literally just drives me every day to push as hard as I can for the things that I truly want in my life, but also pushes me to give him things that I wasn't able to have. I was making literally $10,000 a year in passive income, working in the medical field, doing CNA work, like home assistance, healthcare work, helping out elderly with their day-to-day tasks. I was under the impression that I was going to become a future nurse, which is awesome. Shout out to all my nurse friends. I commend y'all for doing what you do every day. But unfortunately, that route is not for me. I knew that I had to do something to make it work, because I knew that my marriage wasn't going to work out. I knew that I was going to be continuing on in some aspect as a single mother. And I just wanted to do what I could financially without having to rely solely on my son's father. Because number one, no disrespect to my son's father, but we don't see eye to eye. So if I don't have to ask him for things, I don't want to, but also it shouldn't all be up to him. I was never raised to be taken care of, and I always did what I could, and I will continue to always do what I can. On 9/29/2017, my son Damian Alexander was born, and he changed everybody's life that he's had the opportunity to grace with his presence. He's such a blessing. So let's talk about how we could build our futures, not only for ourselves, but most importantly for our children. I started researching from early on, and I was influenced from seminars that I was having at work through Fidelity. They had these seminars once a year that would come and educate us on not just what account we should have, how much we could be contributing, but also other services that they offered. And one of the things that really started to spark my interest and really influenced me to research on what I could do for my child and actually figure out that it's not so out of reach as it sounds was the 529 plan. The 529 plan, in summary, is a savings account that can't be touched by anybody else but the beneficiary. So you open up a 529 plan, you make a child the beneficiary of the account, and then any tuition that they have from kindergarten to college, you could use that account to pay for the tuition or the expenses of their education. And it's really cool because it doesn't just work for kindergarten through 12th grade. It doesn't just work for college. It also works for trade schools. So if my son wakes up one day when he's 18, 19, and he decides to become a welder, all the money that I'm putting into that account will be covered for him to be able to go to school to become a welder. And then on top of that, I pay taxes with every deduction that I make. So whatever he takes out of that account for whatever educational expenses he has, I already paid my dues with those taxes. So whatever's in that account is completely for him, and it will be deducted tax-free. But then the spin-off on top of all that is, with every contribution I make, I'm putting myself in a position to get a tax write-off, which goes into a whole different conversation. And granted, I'm no financial professional, and I'm not here to give financial advice. But tax write-offs, when you are middle class, are great because it gives you the ability to get more credits towards your tax return, and it gives you the incentive to make more contributions to different accounts so that at the end of the year you could get a tax return if you don't normally get one, which is me. I'm one of those people who make too much to qualify for anything, but make too little to make it by the skin of my teeth, and I'm not ashamed to say that. You know, I work very hard, but I budget myself every month, and That 529 plan is something that takes a very high priority for me, because above anything else, I want to make sure that at the very least, my son's foundation for his education is set. So secondly, another way that I'm contributing to my son's future is every year for his birthday, I will buy him a stock. I always shoot for stocks that are already like established. And I say that with the assumption of looking at like Disney, Google, Netflix, Tesla. But if you create a fund for yourself and contribute to it every month, by the end of the year, at least for me, I have like a good $300-400 to put towards a stock. And it might not be a $1,200 stock, it might not be cryptocurrency, but when my son turns 18, he's gonna be able to sit on those stocks. Or if he wants to move forward with cashing it out and using those funds towards his future, whether he want a new car, whether he want an apartment, whether he need to pay for different, finances. Because as an adult, we got bills. I don't know about y'all, but I got bills. Bills. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? I pay all my bills. Your son can pay my bills. But then to wrap it all up, one of the final things that I do is I actually opened up an account with this app called Acorns. The way it works is kind of like how a 401k could work. It has the potential to work in a very similar and parallel fashion. But you have the opportunity to be more flexible with it, and as the app allows you to get a debit card that has access to the account that has these funds that end up building up. And then you're also able to open up a Roth IRA, which is great because Roth IRAs are kind of like the 529 plan, where you pay the taxes up front, and then when it comes time for you to deduct from the account, you're not taxed on those funds. So you're not gonna have too many penalties. It depends on what the funds are in the account, and again, that's something that you could research at your own discretion because I'm not a financial advisor. But the way that I personally use the app is they have this service called the Roundup service. I have it putting money into a Roth IRA, which grows with time because the people from Acorns do the same thing that the people from Fidelity do. They have specialists who look at your account and look at the options that you want to move forward with yourself, the options that you could select when you open said account, on how aggressive you want to contribute to the account and how aggressively you want it to grow. So once a month, it'll take those purchases that you made with your debit card, and then it'll go ahead and, let's say you made $5 in purchases that equated to your roundups, and then it'll take that $5 from your account, distribute it into your Acorns account, and then boom, now you are making an unconscious contribution. You're not even thinking about it, you're just doing it. So it's something that you have to take into your budget and something that you have to monitor. But if you keep track of your purchases, it's not something that would make you or break you. But let's say you don't earn a middle class income. Let's say that you're low income. Let's say that every penny counts within your family and you don't have money to contribute to these funds. How do I pay for them, and how could you pay for them? Ways that I do these contributions if I'm having a tight month, because granted, shit happens. Things come up, events, birthday parties, emergencies. I'm trying to buy a house for my son. So it's just like, there could be all different factors. Especially in the pandemic, there's people who literally haven't been able to have employment for almost 2 years. Times are hard, and it's not always plausible for people to have the proper means to contribute to said accounts. So a way that I navigate it is I actually signed up for Lyft, DoorDash, Uber, Amazon Flex. Walmart actually has an app, which I'll actually link into the description, or I'll tag in my video. But Walmart is actually rolling out an app where you could sign up to basically be a Walmart employee, but a contracted Walmart employee. And you can make deliveries for people who are ordering online their groceries and you deliver the groceries to people's houses. With DoorDash, let's say that you don't have a car, but you got a bike. You could throw a basket from the dollar store on that bike. And even, let me show you the DoorDash bag that I got. So these bags are literally, they're huge. Like, I could fit like a little, like 5 or 6 chihuahuas, like fat chihuahuas in here for reference. I mean, obviously we aren't gonna be sticking chihuahuas and delivering them through a food service bag, but just for size reference, like you could fit like a really hefty order in here with drinks, because I've done it. And even if you don't have a car, if you don't have the credit to obtain a car that is considered safe to deliver in, because I do know that your car has to be of a certain make, model, year, whatever the case may be. Girl, boy, you could grab yourself a bike and just throw this bag on your shoulder, okay? Like, it's not wintertime yet. And even still, if you're watching this video and if you live in a state like Florida or California, you could absolutely ride that bike and get yourself that money. As far as Uber goes, if you don't have a car, if you don't have the means to use your own personal vehicle to transport people, Uber has a program where you can finance a car through them. And then let's say you wake up tomorrow and you decide, I don't want to do Uber anymore. You could give the car back. You know what I mean? And let's say you are like a mechanic, for my single dads out there. Let's say that you could flip cars, right? Not only can that be a side hustle, but also there's apps out there that allows you to rent out your car for a fee. Kind of like Airbnb, but for cars. I don't remember the name of that app, but I'll actually link that down below as well. I know that being a parent isn't easy. I feel like some days I don't even have the chance to catch my breath. I feel like I blink and the week is gone. You know, I'm very lucky that I have my son's dad and his stepmom to help me. We have shared custody and my son's here bi-weekly, so I have the time to really focus on different hustles. I recognize that not everybody has that opportunity either. But for services like DoorDash, you can bring your child with you, especially Amazon Flex too. I've done it. And I just feel like when it comes to your kids' future, again, our kids didn't ask to be here. So anything that we could do to provide them with a solid foundation when they grow up will give them the opportunity to be and do things that we never had the opportunity to do, or be people that we never had the opportunity or the chance to work on to be. You understand? So I thank you guys for coming and talking with me today and listening. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to let me know. And like I said in the beginning of the video, please continue to like, share, and subscribe. It means the world to me. I want to continue to help this account grow. I'm doing this for my son. And even still, this can be a source of income for you too. Create your own YouTube channel. Start doing lashes. Start doing nails. Y'all hear me? We got this. Sending so much love. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.